So we start off in the church, introduced to a new character up in this shy community. Community we love to dwell in, and dwell we do. We're officially introduced to Kenya's pops, Pastor Stanley's so-called rival of sorts, Pastor Ezekiel, Pastor Zeke for short, up in his church. Church is happening. He preaching on the prospect of living abundantly. And why shouldn't we, right? Why shouldn't we live abundantly? We only going around on this earth once. Especially if you a good person. I have no problem with that. That plate came around 2 or 3 times for the offerings though, didn't it? Brother making sure he get that money. Pop up in there with Bakari and Jake, taking in a little holy word. Jake like, who that baddie on stage though? Papa like, that's the first lady. The Michelle Obama of this place of worship. The Laura Bush in this palace of preaching. You don't mess with her. When the service is over, Kenya introduces the crew to her pops, who in turn introduces them to his wife, Tatiana. Tatiana looked a little young, didn't she? Kenya ain't feeling Tatiana at all. She slide up out of there when the introduction is made. I'm getting the feeling that ain't her mama. You know, her biological mama. Jake and Tatiana exchange a few words upon greeting. Pastor invites Poppa to dinner, which he declines. Now Poppa and crew start to head out, talking about finding a spot to roll up. But guess who also in the church? Making his way out the church doors. Zay. My man Zay. He pull up on Kenya, asks her out. She hit him with the, I got a son line, you know. If you want to dip out now, I will understand. Now to a real man, or a vicious, conniving, get it at all costs cat, that line don't mean nothing. He like, damn all of that. Can we go out or what? Kenya looking like she feeling Zay a little. Tells him she'll think about it. But not without Poppa catching wind. You know, of the little interaction. Feel like Poppa might be about to catch a feeling or two. Him, Jake, and Bakari piece up out of there. Up in Jake's whip. They getting a little smoke and ride on. All of a sudden, Jake phone ding. He like, yo, the first lady just followed me on IG. Jake feeling himself a little bit now, you know. Riding high. He just met this baddie he saw on stage at the church. Just happened to be the church's first lady, the pastor's wife. And now she following him on IG like he the Jake riding high, no pun intended. They piece up out of there, go their separate ways. Now at some point, Pastor Zeke makes his way over to Papa's church. At some point offers assistance to Poppa and his mom. Now I don't know what state Papa's church is in, you know, without Pastor Stanley there to preach, to keep it up. Don't know who preaching. Is it even open? But it looks like they struggling for short, in my estimation. And in any way he can be helpful, Pastor Zeke offers a helping hand. Gives Poppa some computer technology for his podcasting purposes. He piece up out of there, feeling his presence as unwelcome by Big Mama. She then gets to checking Poppa. Comes to understand that Poppa has been going to Pastor Zeke's church, and that he hasn't been straight with her on his whereabouts on Sundays. Somewhat abandoning efforts, to move their church forward. She also takes a little swipe at Bakari, who's also there helping out. Now, Bakari and Poppa both feeling some kind of way at the hands of Papa's mom, up in the house of the Lord at that, just transferring all her little bad energy to everybody in her path.